Next morning, Taeyang opened his eyes and found hugging her from behind under the comforter. He smiled and snuggled his face in the cork of her neck. Wine woke up feeling his hot breath on her neck. She rubbed her face like a baby and stretched her body. She looked at Taeyang, found him already looking at her. He kissed her cheek while smiling. Taeyang, good morning, my little bird. Wine, good morning. Suddenly she looked down at her, found her under the sheet. She started remembering everything. Taeyang smiled and pulled her closer to his chest. Taeyang, what are you thinking, bird? Wine, last night you did the same with me just like that video. Taeyang, yes, but we did different. We made love, which is pure, and what you saw in the video, that was an act without love. Wine, really? Taeyang, yes, my innocent bird, and we will make love more just like last night. Taeyang smiled when she hugged him tightly, hiding her face in the cork of his neck. She is shy. He kissed her bare back. Taeyang, is my bird shy? Wine, why did you hurt me last night? Taeyang, when? Wine, I mean you pushed your tata inside me. Taeyang, you gave your purity to me last night, that's why you felt hurt, my love. Taeyang, but last night someone was saying, Taeyang, I'm feeling good, give me more. Wine don't know why her cheeks became warm and she shyly again hid her face into his neck. Taeyang chuckled and kissed her head. Taeyang, you want to get up or want to sleep more? Wine, no, let's get up. We have to go outside. She sat up and sheet fell from her chest. She screamed and hid her face. Taeyang sat up and tied the sheet around her body. Taeyang, I have seen everything, bird. Wine. She stood up but fell down on the ground and started crying like a baby. Taeyang hurriedly wore his boxer and went near her. He kneeled down before her and wiped her tears. Wine, I can't feel my legs. Did you broke my legs last night? Taeyang, my bird, why would I do that? Wine, then why my legs are like this? Taeyang, don't cry, my bird. Your legs will be fine, I promise. He wiped her tears and picked her up in his arm like bridal style and started walking towards the bathroom. Taeyang made her sit on the basin counter. He took toothpaste on the toothbrush, then handed her. They both started brushing their teeth. Taeyang turned on the water tap and bathtub started filling. After done with their brushing, Taeyang held the sheet and looked at her, found her closed eyes. Taeyang, are you uncomfortable, my love? Wine, is it okay to take shower with you? Taeyang, of course, my love. Can I remove the sheet? Wine nodded her head like a baby. He slowly removed the sheet and it fell down on the floor. Wine tightly closed her eyes. When she felt he is not doing anything, she slowly opened her eyes, found him looking at her face. Taeyang, bird, I'm your Taeyang, your husband. No need to be shy, baby. Wine shyly smiled and nodded her head, but she got panicked seeing blood on her thighs and shit. Taeyang noticed her panic mood. Why, Taeyang, why blood on? Taeyang hugged her and pat her back. Taeyang, shh, my bird, it's not nothing. It's normal. Don't need to be panicked, my love. It's a proof of your purity. He gently massaged her thigh for some good time, then took her in his arm in bridal style. He won't lie, seeing her. He felt needy. He stepped inside the bathtub with her. She giggled when warm water touched her body. She smiled and splashed water on her face, which made her laugh. They both started playing with water like kids. He held her hand and pulled her closer, which made her land on his chest. She looked up at him and smiled. She smiled back and kissed on her nose tip. She turned around, placing her backside to his chest. She felt his tata on her backside but couldn't figure out why. It's awake. Ting started rubbing her arms gently and she rested her head on his shoulder. He removed wet hairs from her shoulder and slowly under her ear, making her eyes close, diving into his gentle touches. He looked at her and smiled softly, seeing her closed eyes, enjoying his touches. He started to her neck to shoulder, her mouth left soft whimpers when he started giving open mouth on her jaw, chin, cheekbone, shoulder, neck. His one hand went down between her under the water, her breath hitched when he started rubbing her in circular motion. Wine, they young, he is her skin smoothly making her go crazy and needy just like last night. She gripped onto his thigh when he pushed to inside her. Wine, they. Taeyang was very gentle last night, yet bit rough. He held her jaw and made her face him. He captured her lips and started to her lips while moving his down there in her. After some time later, he broke the and hold her body. He made her back rest with the bathtub. He looked into her eyes while caressing her cheek. He parted her legs and positioned himself between. Why, you were going to do that again? Then why don't you want that bird? Wine looked down and slowly nodded her head like a baby, which made him smile. He placed his finger under her chin and made her look at him. He kissed her lips. Taeyang, look at me, bird. She looked at him, found him already looking at her. She fell. He stepped down there, and within a sec, he pushed her while looking into her eyes. Why? She closed her eyes and cried out. After all, it's their second time. He cupped her cheek and pulled her into a while slowly moving. Why you gave me pain at first? Taeyang, this is the only pain I want to give you, my bird, till our last breath. Taeyang just looking at her pleasurable face, him, lips apart, his name and her body once more of his touches. He grabbed her underwater while down there, their body aching off each other's needs. Time skip. Taeyang is waiting for wine. After some time later, she saw she's coming. She's looking beautiful in that dress. She sat beside him. He smiled and kissed on her forehead. Breakfast already serving in front of them. Taeyang, you are looking beautiful, my bird. Wine smiled at him like a baby and he picked her lips. Wine, thank you. Then they started having breakfast. He chuckled seeing her chewing like a baby, which she always do. He wiped her lips with his thumb and shoved it inside his mouth and sucked his thumb. Time skip. They came to visit museum. Wine is very happy because she always interested in this type of teachable things. Their fingers intertwined. She is looking around like a happy kid. Taeyang is happy as long as she is happy. Time skip 4 months later. Taeyang entered inside the living room and found sleeping Wine on the couch with many empty packets of chips, chocolates and other things laying on the floor and TV still on. It's 11:30. He is late today and while waiting for Taeyang, she fell asleep on the couch. He smiled seeing her sleeping face. She may be mentally ill, but she knows how to love her husband and take care of him. She saw in dramas how they take care of their husbands and she wants to be like them. He chuckled remembering about her try to cooking for him some days ago. Azuma chuckled seeing Wine try to cutting the onion. She was about to cut her finger but Azuma held her hand. Azuma, let me do this dear. Wine, but I want to cook for him. Azuma, fine. What about I cut the things and you just cook for him? Wine, okay. Azuma smiled and arranged everything she needs. Wine opened YouTube and started following the steps. Azuma also helped her. Suddenly she burned her finger which made her eyes teary. Without making any sound she is crying. She don't want Azuma find out about her burning finger. With her burnt finger, she cooked for him while crying. Azuma came to check her cooking, found her crying. Azuma, what happened, Wine? She tried to hide but failed and started crying loudly. Wine, I burned my finger. It's hurting. Azuma's eyes got wide and she hurriedly took out ice and rubbed her finger with the ice cube and whined crying while wriggling like a baby due to pain. Azuma, you will feel good, baby. Azuma put ointment and bandage on her finger while Wine is still sobbing. Wine, don't tell Taeyang, he will be mad. Azuma wiped her tears and kissed her cheek. Azuma, I own. Wine, Azuma, he will like my dish, right? Azuma, of course. It smells good. I'm sure it will be delicious too. Time skip. Wine hid her burnt finger behind her back and smiled at Taeyang. He sat down on the chair. Azuma started serving the food. Azuma, Wine cooked dinner for you. Taeyang looked at her, found her smiling happily. Taeyang, really? Wine nodded her head happily. Taeyang shoved a spoonful of food in his mouth and he is shocked. It's too delicious. Wine looking at him like a baby. Wine, how is it? Taeyang, very, very delicious, my bird. He again started eating but he noticed she is not eating. Taeyang, why are you not eating? Wine, I will have dinner later. No, I am already full. He easily can say she is lying. Taeyang, what happened, bird? Tell me. Why are you lying? Why? Nothing. She stood up and tried to run away, but he held her hand. She gulped and turned around slowly. He found bandage on her finger in right hand. Taeyang, bird, what happened to your finger? Her eyes get teary and started crying. She is very hungry, but due to her burnt finger, she felt pain whenever hold the chopstick or spoon. He made her sit on his lap and wipe her tears. Why? I burned my finger while cooking for you. Taeyang's eyes got widened. He softly held her hand and kissed on her burnt finger. Taeyang, you cooked very well, but you will never step into the kitchen ever again. Am I clear, bird? Wine looked at him with her puppetry eyes. Taeyang, no, don't show me that. It won't work. My bird, promise me you won't go near the kitchen again. Wine, why? I want to be a perfect wife for you. I saw in dramas they cook for their husbands. Taeyang, you're already perfect for me, bird. You don't have to be perfect doing things. Just love me, that's enough for me, my little bird. He kissed on her cheek and smiled. She also smiled and nodded her head. Wine, I love you. Taeyang, I love you more, my little bird. Taeyang, Azuma, don't let her enter inside the kitchen. I'm not saying anything this time, bird, but I will be very mad if you ever do something like this. Wine pouted and playing with his shirt button, and Azuma nodded her head while smiling. Taeyang started feeding her and himself. Flashback end. Taeyang smiled and wiped her mouth. He caressed her head. Laura walked in the living room. Taeyang, did she had her dinner? Laura, no, Mr. Kim. She was waiting for you. Me and Azuma told her, but she said she will have dinner with you. Taeyang, bring dinner here. Laura nodded her head and went inside the kitchen. Taeyang caressed her cheek softly. Taeyang, bird. She moved in her sleep and opened her eyes slowly, found Taeyang looking down at her and caressing her cheek. She sat up while rubbing her eyes. Wine, when did you came back? Taeyang, while ago. Laura arranged the dinner on the table in the living room. Wine continuously yawning and rested her head on his shoulder. She is sleepy. Taeyang started feeding her with her almost half-closed eyes. He chuckled seeing her sleepy face. They had their dinner. Taeyang picked her up in his arms and started walking upstairs. He made her lay down on the bed and covered her properly with the blanket. He kissed on her forehead and went inside the bathroom. After freshening up, he came outside and threw the towel on the couch, then laid down beside her. He hugged her in his arms and fell asleep.